If you have a set of constituent records that you work with frequently and would like to have at your fingertips, creating a group is an ideal solution. Once you create a group in ResultsPlus, you'll have instant access to the records in it, and you'll be able to use the group in mailings and some reports. You might have noticed that ResultsPlus has a group button on the Home tab. When you click this button, you'll see that ResultsPlus has already created 4 groups for you. The Donors group contains constituents who have made donations. The Prospects group contains constituents who have not yet made a donation. The Tributes group contains constituents in honor or in memory of whom gifts are made. And the Solicitors group contains constituents who inspire others to give or act as account managers for major donors. You can use these 4 groups for quick access to records, for mailings, and for generating reports, and ResultsPlus keeps them up to date for you automatically. Because groups are so convenient to work with, ResultsPlus lets you create groups of your own. Then it adds them to the same list on the Home tab for easy access. There are 2 ways to create your own groups, by hand-picking the records or by using a query. We'll start by showing you how to hand-pick records to create a group. Let's say you'd like to create a list of board members. Since there are only 8 members on your board, it's easy to look them up one by one. First, we'll look up Virginia Henderson. Now we've got 1 board member on our list. If we add the other 7 board members the same way, we'll end up with a list that looks like this. To create a group containing these records, we open the Constituent tab. There's a button on the Constituent tab that reads Add List to Group. This is the button you use to add constituents to an existing group or to create a new group. When you click this button, ResultsPlus will ask you to select a group name. Click the drop-down arrow. The first time you add a new group, the list will be empty. Once you add a new group, or 2, the group names will appear in this list. Since we're creating a group of board members, we'll enter the group name Board. Then click OK. ResultsPlus will display a progress meter, then open a tab with a new group name on it. Now, when you click the Group button on the Home tab, you'll see your group name on the list. The other way to create a group is with a query. When you base a group on a query, ResultsPlus can use the same query to refresh the group each time you ask. This is ideal when you're working with a group that can be identified by a query. For example, everyone in the state of New York who has donated over $500 in the past 5 years. You might have special plans for a group like this, and you'd like to be able to access the corresponding records quickly without running the query each time. To create a group from a query, you have to create the query first. In this case, you need a query that returns all constituents who live in New York and who have given $500 or more in the past 5 years. Let's say you've written the query and named it Large Donors in New York. Then you run the query. Your results might look something like this. To create a group from this query, open the Constituent tab. We'll click the same button on the Constituent tab that we did last time, the Add List to Group button. This time, the Select a Group screen is a little different. There are 2 additional options on it, because we started with a query. The field that reads Associate a Campaign enables you to associate the group with a specific campaign. The other new option enables you to determine whether or not you want ResultsPlus to be able to update or refresh this group upon request. If you do, leave this option selected. If you don't want the group to ever change, clear the option. We'll name our group Large Donors. We'll pass on the campaign option. And since we want the group to be refreshable, we'll leave that option selected and click OK. ResultsPlus will display a progress meter, then open a tab with a new group name on it. A few notes about groups. ResultsPlus assigns a unique number to each group that you can use in queries. You'll see the number on the tab displaying the group in parentheses after the group name. You should delete groups when you're done with them. This is because groups take up a lot of space in your database and can slow your system down. We refer to this action as removing a group because we don't want you to think that you're actually deleting constituent records when you're deleting a group. You're only removing the group affiliation. This completes the tutorial on using groups.